Lizzie. Lizzie. Can I please get this off?
Go ahead.
Lizzie, what would be a red flag?
Oh my God.
You would overlook? Why are you laughing like that?
Okay, a red flag I will overlook for the fourth time is if somebody wanted to be in a relationship but they've never been in a serious relationship before.
Okay, why?
Because you have to teach a person a lot about being in a relationship if they've never been in a serious relationship before. Then it's a lot of work. It's a lot of growing pains. It's a lot of transitioning for the person that's never been in a relationship no more. You got to go from thinking for a single mind to a team mind. It's like different. So what's a red flag for you?
First of all, get that tear out your eye.
Child, let me tell you something, okay? Go ahead.
Red flag I will overlook is I will overlook I will overlook a person that's not like fully set in their hopes and dreams. Mm-hmm. Like I would hope for you to already know what you want to do and where you would like to see yourself in the next couple of years and work actively towards it. But that's something I would overlook because I'm a fixer, I'm a helper. I would want to help you do it.
Right.
You know, so that's something I will overlook.
Okay.
Hello everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell.
Period.
And if you're listening on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for checking us out.
Thank you.
I am T.
I'm Lizzie.
And this is Club Culture.
Episode
2.
Dose. Before we start though.
What?
I do want to throw in a thank you.
To
everybody that's been sharing, liking, commenting.
Yes.
I do want to say thank you guys for your support so far and being so receptive to us starting this podcast. You guys are appreciated. And we rocks with y'all.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow us on all our social medias. It's Facebook and Instagram is at Club Culture Pod. And then our TikTok is Club Culture Pod or Podcast. One of those. But yeah, make sure y'all check us out on all of them because the conversation does not stop here. It keeps going. We're going to be on all those platforms continuing the conversation.
Right.
So this episode, we wanted to introduce our sectors to you all. So we have 5 of them. And these are just topics or subjects that we want to make sure that we hit almost every episode so that you kind of get a gist on what the entire theme of this podcast really is. Mm-hmm. So the first one is hot topics. And so that's just anything trending online. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing about my Wendy Williams comment. Go ahead.
So hot topics is literally anything that we see trending or saw throughout the week that was trending online. Music and entertainment is anything that has to do with music. The latest drops, videos we found interesting, any music news, whatnot. That's going to be that sector. Then we got current events. And that can be anything we saw on television, on book and writing, video online. It doesn't strictly have to be social media, but just current events, something that we really found important to talk about. And then like mental health is extremely important to the both of us. And so we always want to talk about that. And it's not going to be like, oh, we're teaching you about mental health, but it's going to be, we found something interesting. It revolves around mental health. Let's talk about it.
Right.
And then the last one is dropping the gym.
Drop the gems.
You know, I'm young, hot, and ready. You feel me?
Oh. Young, stanky, and ready.
All right.
Ooh.
But that don't mean that we are not knowledgeable. You know, the older generation, they be trying to get on that with us. They be trying to get on that with us. You know, I can make it seem like we ain't been through nothing. We don't know nothing. But I think we pretty intellectual.
We know a little
something. You feel me? So we gonna be dropping gems, just to leave y'all with a little something to resonate with.
Yep.
So those are our 5 sectors.
Yes, ma'am.
Where you want to start?
We starting with
hot topics.
Ooh, her breath.
So you know where all the common folk go is Facebook.
Right.
They love to. I ain't gonna say the word. They love to get real rowdy on Facebook and talk about.
What was the word you was gonna say?
I can't say it, but you know our good people, the black community. They wanted to talk about baby daddy, baby mama drama this week. So, what did you see online?
So, the story online is that this man is dating, this man had a baby with a woman. Mm-hmm. And she also has other kids that are not his. And he wanted to bring his child McDonald's. He wanted to bring his child some food, but he didn't
Mickey D's.
He didn't bring the rest of the kids a Happy Meal. So the mama was mad. She said, "Don't bring this food up in here for your kid. You're not gonna bring food for everybody else." So what you think about that, T?
Well, my OG, my mama, she pretty much was the baby mama out of all my daddy baby mamas that kept us around our siblings and let us know them, and they were able to then know us.
Right.
No, his other baby moms, they weren't as active in our lives, so my mama was the one that took the initiative to make sure that we all knew each other. And so, yeah, and so I pretty much grew up knowing what it means to have a village raising a community with just my mama. And she also did that with my cousins. Like I had uncles and aunties that were in jail, and so they weren't here to bring their kids around us. And so my mama made sure that I knew my cousins, my Jamal, Monet, all of them. She made sure that we knew them. And so I personally, because I was raised like this, I'm going to go inside and have food for everybody. I'm not finna come and just get food for my kids. I mean, for just the one that I birthed. But that's just because I saw that and was raised like that. And I also do think that that's very important, the sense of community. And that's something that I feel like we've gone away from as time has went on. Like, you don't go to cookouts as much as you used to growing up. We don't have these family reunions as much as we used to grow up. And there's a reason for it. That's another conversation. But, like, I want us to all get back to that sense of community. Right.
Well, people was online saying, that's not his responsibility. That's not, he don't have to do that. He don't have to do it. But the right thing would be to do it.
Is it the right thing? Because you said right. So that means what he did was wrong. Because you just said he don't have to.
I'm not going to say what he did was wrong. I think he had good intentions in feeding his kid. I don't think his intentions were to leave those kids out. We don't know if the conversation was he texted his daddy and said, "Hey, daddy, can you bring me some food?" Or if the baby mama told, the dad, like, "Oh, my kids don't have no food. Can you bring the food over?" And then he just brought food for his kid. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the context of that is. But I will say that because the kids are living in the home together, maybe you can find something that's easier to give out to a bunch of kids. Like people were saying, give out pizza or, bring something that most people can feed a lot of heads with. So, like, maybe McDonald's, a whole bunch of Happy Meals is not ideal because at that point, you're talking about $40. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people was like, "Oh, well, those kids aren't his responsibility. That's not his responsibility." You're right. Yeah. Those kids are not his responsibility. But would you invite your friends over and eat in front of your friend's face and not offer them none? Exactly. Would you sit there and be munching down on a chicken, ASMR smacking?
Wait, what is it? When I eat, my niggas eat?
We break bread.
Why the kids ain't like that either?
Why you not looking out for the kids? And it ain't the kids' fault they don't got nothing to eat.
I'd rather make sure my kids get fed than my friends. Right. But yeah, I definitely, obviously, like, I didn't partake into this conversation at all. I think it's really dumb, the things that get black people riled up and what we actually converse about online. And this is just one of them, but there's always deeper meanings to things. I just really would like for people to dial back into the sense of community and raising a village. It takes a village. And like, the daddy, it's not his responsibility to do so, but like, I was focused on how much pressure that mother probably has to take care of all those kids. She has other baby daddies. But let's not act as if fathers aren't typically absent in households.
Yeah.
So the mom has to take care of so much day in and day out, and she just ain't got it. And so that probably was her favorite baby daddy. And so he probably got a bunch more pressure on himself.
Not the favorite. He the last one.
So he probably get more of the he probably get more of the bumps and bruises just because. But I personally do feel as if women, they have to take care of the kids. They're told to take care of the kids. They've been forced to take care of kids since the beginning of civilization.
Right.
And at a certain point, we got to start pressuring men to be strategic and get it out the mud for their kids like women do, as far as something as simple as just buying a pizza for everybody. My mama, she would have bought pizza and chicken to feed everybody instead of spending $7 per Happy Meal for 17 kids.
So people was also saying like, well, what if he didn't have the money to buy food for everybody? He just had money to buy food for his kid. So then if he did it this way, say he said, I want to spend time with my son today. He came and picked him up and went and got food for him.
I would have rather he have taken the kid away.
Right.
Yeah, cause then people be like, oh, if you take the kid away, the other kid's gonna be like envious or whatever. I was like, no, I think kids know, and you should tell your kids that's not your father. This is your father. Your father is supposed to spend time with you. Their father will come spend time with them, and so they will just probably see, oh, he just finna get picked up by his daddy, and not, oh, we hungry and he finna go leave and go get food, and they don't know those stuff. They just know that so and so daddy came and picked them up.
Right.
And so I think if you gonna do that and you can't do all that other shit, then at least come get your kid, take them away from that environment, feed them, and then bring them back instead of letting his siblings see.
If he ain't got the money to feed everybody.
Yeah.
In the video, towards the end of it, he said, "Well, bring the kid outside."
He did.
Oh, okay.
He did say that.
Okay. Well, I personally didn't watch the video because I wanted to talk about the actual community part.
Right.
So outside of that actual event happening, I could care less.
He did say that. But at that point, I feel like she was already too riled up about him not bringing enough food for everybody to eat. So she was already pissed about what was going on.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it could, I don't know. It's a lot.
There's no right or wrong way to do it. I just think that we should all get back to
a village.
A village and building community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Jazz. Jazz is our producer. Shout out, Jazz.
For the fact check.
So we're going to move on to current events.
Current events.
Yes. You want to do the heavy stuff first, or you want to do the lighter thing first?
Let's get into the heavy, so then afterwards we can go ahead and take it back up. So the heavy.
You take it away.
Me?
Roe versus Wade.
We're going to talk about it, y'all. We're going to talk about it. The Roe versus Wade. Y'all know about it. It got overturned, and the people are upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm upset. You upset?
Yes.
T upset. The women are upset. The men are upset. Everybody's upset.
Some of the men.
Some of the men.
Some of the women.
You right. So, there's been a few things floating around in the air. Me and T kind of both ran across a fact that we didn't really know about, and I don't know. Do you know if it's still true or not?
What was it? What are you talking about?
Roe versus Wade was first put into place because a white woman was raped by a black man.
So when I did my research, I couldn't find that. Like, whether that's true or not, y'all can let us know. Any hotels that support, you feel me? I'm sure y'all got us, or I'm just playing. You ain't got to be a hotel to know this information. But somebody that actually has proof, primary sources that we can look at, let us know if Roe and Wade started because a white woman cried about being raped by a black man and she didn't want the baby. Right. Because that's something that we saw online, but we don't know if that's true. But what was true that I saw was that there was a court case between a woman that was under the name as Jane Roe. Mm-hmm. And so that's where you get Roe. And then the person that she was suing or suing or defending herself against was, I think, the Attorney General, Henry Wade. And so he is the one that initiated a ban on abortions, I believe, in Texas. And so she wanted to get an abortion. This would have been her third pregnancy. And so she had 2 of them. The first one, she gave it off to her mama. Her mama take care of it. And then the second one, she gave it to adoption. And then the third one, she felt as if she was unfit to take care of it, and so she wanted to abort it. But they had things in order in Texas to where it was not legal to do so, and so she fought against it.
Right.
Yes, and so that's where this case come, and she won the case. Her lawyers were 2 other women that also used her as a stepping stone because they also were against anti-abortion laws, and so they took her case so that they can fight against it as well. And she won the case, and that happened in 1967. What was it? It happened a lot of years. I would say over 40 years ago it happened.
Yeah.
1971.
1971. Okay, so
it's been a minute. We've been allowed to my body, my choice.
Yeah. And now it's up to states to decide.
Right. And so it's devastating because, everybody wants to have their choice for their body. I'm more devastated about women that are ill and can't healthily have babies because they may die giving birth. Or I just saw a post earlier today before I came. A lady was talking about how her baby is severely unhealthy inside of the womb. The baby is having seizures inside of the womb and she can feel it. But because Roe versus Wade was just overturned, it's no longer allowed for her to have an abortion. She has to go full term and give birth basically to a baby that's not healthy. And the baby is still alive right now, but when the baby comes out, is the baby still going to be alive? Will she have to give birth to a stillborn? Or will she then have to decide, okay, am I going to raise a child that I know is severely ill and just wait till their time comes for them to leave? Or what am I going to do? So I'm sick that women have to go through those things. It's devastating. It's mind-changing. You want to talk about mental health. Imagine sitting there, you just watching TV, and your baby is seizing on the inside of you.
Yeah.
That does something
to your psyche.
That is, you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing you can do about it. That's devastating.
One thing a mother want to do is protect her seeds, and you already feel as if you cannot protect it.
Right.
Alleviate that pain that the baby is already going through and is not even here.
That's so devastating. So, elections are coming up, and I really want to encourage you guys to get out there and vote.
Your primaries.
I know Illinois is still going strong with allowing abortions. So, and I just read, and it's crazy because I work for CVS. Please get me out of there. I work for CVS, and I just saw on the Shade Room yesterday that CVS and Rite Aid are starting to cut back on Plan Bs that they're putting on the shelves. So now they're coming after contraceptive. And that's a little unfortunate. Stay as safe as y'all can. At this point, protection is not a game because you don't want to, if you're in a state that doesn't allow abortions, I would suggest to try to cut back on that being a mistake as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you out there doing it, make sure you standing strong, that you really want to. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that even has to be the case.
Yeah.
But this is the reality that we're living in now. And until something happens where that changes again, we need to buckle down and be more intentional about who we're in the bedroom with.
Yeah.
And things like that. So my well wishes to the people that do live in states.
Yeah.
Where abortion is banned. The day that it got overturned, states was already shutting down Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, they was thirsty.
It was crazy.
That's because they knew what was going on behind closed doors, and they get to know this information way before the general public does.
Yeah.
And so it's sick as hell that y'all just was getting y'all ducks in order just so that y'all can easily hood once we get the news.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
And I saw something where they used the analogy of, like, say a 13-year-old wanted to adopt a baby. You're like, nah, you can't do that. 18-year-old go try to adopt a baby. Oh, no, you can't do that. A 20-year-old go try to adopt a baby. Oh no, you can't do that. And then you ask them why, and it says because there's a very rigorous process to having to adopt children.
It is.
But a 13-year-old get pregnant, she got to keep that baby.
Right.
So what makes her different than the 13-year-old that wanted to adopt a baby, wanted to have that responsibility? Now, I'm not saying anybody should just be able to have children and care for them, because a lot of people are not fit to be parents. But it makes no sense for you to have these strict rules for people not to be able to take in children, but not have any type of rules. And you also took away the ability for people to make the choice to not keep something that they know they're not fit to have. That don't make any sense to me. And so these people, the Supreme Court justice, I personally would like to say, F you. I'm sorry.
Right.
But F you for making this decision, an ill-advised decision. There's no reason why, what was it, 9 justice? Or is it 7?
It's a lot of them.
It's an odd number. So it's 7 or 9. I believe it's 9 justice leaders, because I feel like it was 6-3, the decision. You can fact check it, but I know it's an odd number. So it's 7 or 9. Whoever those 7 or 9 people, F y'all. Simple as that.
And I have to say, I mean, I think it has a lot to do with population control. 7-2.
So it's 9.
Yep. I think it has a lot to do with population control. People our age are not having babies as much as they would like us to. We're not buying houses as much as they would like us to. We're not
creating debt.
The economy enough as they would like us to. Like, it's just population control at this point. So
I think what you like is population control, but add more to it. It is to keep the rich rich and the poor poor. So I'm really big on language. If you really become a nerd about the English language, you will understand the power that they instilled in just words. And so mort means death. And like the English language was created based upon languages that were already created by natives. So Latin, Greek, Swahili, all of these different languages, the English people who are Europeans, who are the hell created actual English, they took derivatives from mostly Latin, and then they made, I feel as if strategically they ensured that the words that they do create mean something that also contribute to the systems that are in place. And so mortgage means death of a person having to like, you're basically when you get a mortgage, you're putting yourself in debt, but that's like you're killing any chances of you to get out of it. And that's why it's called mortgage.
Mortgage is high.
And like less people are buying houses, less people are having babies, and so we're not creating. We're getting further to becoming the rich instead of the poor, and that's not what they want us to do. So whatever they can do, they're going to put that there to ensure that they keep that divide as far as possible, as wide as possible. Yeah, I think that all of this shit it always stems down to racism and money, and hopefully people will soon realize that all of these systems that are put in place were based off of religion and Christianity. There is no such thing as separating state from church from state. That does not exist. It's always been here. But yeah, that was all I had to say on that topic.
Yeah, well, I just want, people to, I don't know. It's scary. It's scary. And I just want people to feel like, this is a safe space. You can talk about it. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can voice your opinion about how you feel about it. My heart just goes out to those people that lives in states that, it's just not allowed. And my heart goes out, speaking from the healthcare side, to doctors who will risk their license to help individuals, because it's coming back. It was here before, people conducting illegal abortions. It's coming back.
Yeah.
And my heart just goes out to doctors and physicians who assist women in those situations. So
yeah. Now that we got that tough topic out the way, talk about your boy.
Who my boy?
My mind. He should have listened.
Woo! That is not my boy. Oh, no.
What they say, he should have listened to his mind is not his
Oh,
body.
he should have listened to a lot of things, but Ara.
That 30 piece.
He got 30.
30 piece.
I ain't gonna lie. I think
Extra
he got
lemon
a little,
pepper.
I think he should have got a little more.
A little more?
A little more razzle dazzle.
You know, they're not going to do that for sex, anything that's a sex abuse.
I know. So we got to take the 30. People out here saying that they wish he would have got less, though.
They ass is saying free him. They've been saying free him since he been in there.
This lady walked up to me today. She gonna say, they gave R. Kelly 30 years. I said, yeah. As they should. What do you mean? Why are you standing here shaking your head? Girl, you got the wrong one. Not today. They gave him 30 years, as they should
People
have.
are sick.
And the fact that his attorney is talking about she's going to try to appeal it.
Sick.
Go to hell.
And I saw something about like, oh, the reason R. Kelly did this stuff is because of his upbringing. Okay. He still did it.
Yeah, he still did it.
Make sure that y'all put y'all resources into him to ensure that he's getting what is it called? Rehabilitated properly.
Yeah.
Make sure he in there getting rehabilitated so that he can, overcome his upbringing.
80 years old. He'll be old.
Fuck is you talking about?
But I wonder how that is for like the attorney. Like, do you think that she acts like, how do they separate work from their own personal ideologies and beliefs? Like, do you think in real life she would really back this man up if it wasn't about winning the case? Or you think that like...
I think it's the same as doctors. You gotta, it's hectic shit. You gotta separate.
You gotta separate the two.
Yeah.
So you don't think in real life this woman would be, he is not an offender. He is...
I feel like a lot of defense attorneys definitely have to separate.
So many crimes that has been
be able
committed.
to separate it. I would be in there like, he did it and he needs to go to jail. And I don't give a damn about this money.
You ain't gonna get no clients after that. You ain't gonna get no clients.
I don't care. Murder, assault, like those things, like, what are we defending here?
I mean, there are some cases that were innocent. They're innocent, and they were.
Said, "Mama,
they have to defend them.
Sorry.
He got out of jail. He has a TikTok.
I know. I saw it. He said, "Mama, I'm sorry."
No.
Don't be sorry.
He said, "Your Honor, I'm sorry for the things I've done."
Oh my God! Now he remixing Adele,
bro.
Oh my goodness! But
yeah, that man got the 30 piece.
He did.
You know what? The one thing that people love to talk about whenever they want to talk about R. Kelly again is the parents. I'm getting tired of seeing it.
But you don't think they should be held accountable too, though?
Yes, because he was charged with sex trafficking and racketeering. And so that means there was a system put in place for him to be able to do these things. It was just one person sex trafficking. It was a cycle of people going up a chain of command to get to the ultimate motherfucker, which is R. Kelly. And like everybody should be knocked out. They all should get ears.
I think the people that was helping him get the flights, the people, because R. Kelly can't read. Right. So anybody that was the people that signed the documents for him and Aaliyah to be married, and she was a minor.
I bet he was able to read that hoe. He immediately died. Shall marry her now.
Are you kidding me?
About? He made sure he could read that day.
I don't know. I just feel like for me, did you watch Surviving R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay, so some of them parents in there, their daughters was young. You're sending your young daughter to an R. Kelly concert? Seems like you're ready. Why are you sending your daughter to a concert? And he talking about seems like you're ready. Ready for what? To color the coloring book?
Those parents was some different. Listen, I know a lot of secrets about the older generation and both sides of my families. And I can never judge. The things that they found, except before we get to 2000s, people, it was okay for people to fuck with the older niggas at McDonald's.
No, you're absolutely right. In the South, people used to marry.
It was young. Socially okay.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
And then you had in medieval ages where they were selling their daughters off. You get dowries. And it's like, that was legal. That was a part of their culture to do so. So you getting out to us now is no longer acceptable socially and politically. So it's a different story. So like we can judge all we want, but like it was accepted. It was acceptable then.
Right. And I think this is what I was, me and my mom was talking about it yesterday when we found out that he got the 30 piece. I told my mom, I said, I think if he did these same actions with people that were old enough to consent, then maybe this wouldn't be
lasting as long.
No, maybe it just wouldn't be what it is. Like, I feel like this situation blew up about R. Kelly touching kids and stuff like that because they're kids. If it were older women that were within the age to give consent, because you could say all day, oh, well, the 15-year-old that I was messing with gave consent. They gave consent. They're not of legal age to give consent. So if these were older women that were giving consent, I don't think it would be such a big deal as it is now. I mean, they probably would have been like, oh, well, they gave consent. They're old enough to give consent. This is legal. Yeah. Whether he tied them up, roped them up, put tape over their mouth, made them pee in the bucket, like peed on them. Like maybe they got a fetish for, you know what I'm saying? That's older people though. Yeah. But I feel like this is a big deal because we talking about minors.
I mean, it was molestation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Facebook and lovers of R. Kelly. He molested children, teenagers.
Literally, though.
Literally. The conversation has always, the parents need a bit. The parents can go to jail and R. Kelly at the same time.
They can all go to jail. But it don't change what R. Kelly did.
Lord.
The parents going to jail don't let R. Kelly off the hook for his actions. They just both gonna be sitting in prison holding hands.
But y'all already know this. Y'all watch Criminal Minds. Y'all watch Law and Order. Y'all know that they want the big fish. They got to use what they have to get R. Kelly. He's the big fish to them. Right. That's why he's in jail and these parents are not. Those parents probably got deals. I testify. I do this. I just get probation. No, I don't do time. Right. Those people that helped him, they probably did the same thing. That's why they're not in jail. Y'all were watching this stuff and thought it was, oh, that's smart, or oh yeah, take that deal when it's Criminal Minds, when it's on TV and fiction. But when it's real life, y'all make it seem as if y'all don't understand how these systems are and how things work. Right. That's how it worked. The nigga is gone. The parents are here. Right. Let it go. Right. It's not free. No, free dude. Keep doing.
Let it go. Literally. But yeah. I think R got what he deserved.
Not R.
R.
You don't know him. R.
I think he got what he deserved, Yeah. It is what it is. And I hope, they don't let him off like Bill.
Bill posted something on Instagram.
Girl, don't
ugly as hell with them chicken legs.
He's about some, what he say? Something about vision. Then he said, at least that's what my wife thinks. Nigga, we knew this whole time.
You on the couch cooped up like this with some orange fit on.
Oh,
with the daddy. He had the daddy hoochie shorts on. He had the
hoochie daddy shorts on. But Bill, they let Bill out though. I hope.
They have the same attorneys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, R. Kelly picked up the same one that got him off.
Yeah, he let his same guy.
Yeah.
Put them on.
Wow.
Oh, bro, I saw something on Twitter, speaking of this R. Kelly, before we get off of it. I saw something on Twitter where they was talking about Michael Jackson. And they was talking about the court cases, the 2 court cases he had with molestation.
Right.
And so the tweet went viral and it was basically saying like how the FBI came out and said that he never did this shit. Right. And he beat all his cases. And so I was going through the threads just to see, because the threads on Twitter is always the funniest. I go through the threads and I saw this one person saying like, oh, now what if this whole time R. Kelly didn't never do it?
There's videos of him doing this stuff.
What if
there's proof?
What if we can later on make a tweet about R. Kelly because he was acquitted, he ain't do none of this stuff. And so I commented. And I trolled his ass. I said, thank you for letting me know to never have my kids around your ass.
Literally.
And so he blocked me.
Oh.
Because I went back and I saw like I got a couple likes on my shit. And I was like, dang, I can't see nothing he posted. And it's because he blocked me.
Dang.
And I was just like, y'all are sickos.
Is that true that I always get blocked on Twitter?
Yeah. I'm somebody always blocking me.
Yikes. Well,
Lil Chemo, man, unblock me, bro. All right.
Not Lil Chemo. Oh, anyway, okay. Yeah, so hopefully Ara don't get out. Sorry to anybody who's not on the same page, but he need to be in jail. And that's just that on that.
And y'all stay away from our kids if y'all want him out.
Yeah. And people be, oh, but he makes such great music. When you know what he's in jail for and you listen to the music that he's made, the two are cohesive. And how could you separate that?
So that was the thing, separating the music from the artist.
Right.
That became a question with the R. Kelly surviving R. Kelly thing. And so like me, because people was trying to check me about Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he beat his case. What do y'all want me to do? Right. Because that's what y'all leading is R. Kelly beat the peeing case, so he ain't do it. Mm-hmm. Right? So Michael Jackson beat his case. R. Kelly did not. They are not in the same light and boat.
One is guilty, one is found guilty.
Michael Jackson also does not have music that insinuates anything about age. Mm-hmm. I don't know any, unless you can prove me wrong, because I will feel like I know a lot of his songs. That man's ain't got shit about age. There ain't nothing but a number. Right. You might be young. What'd he say?
But what'd he say?
Ready.
I know young and ready.
Nasty and ready. Just nasty.
All I know is
you like little kids.
You know, you can't separate the art from the music when this man is literally telling you I'm making songs about younger individuals.
And it was him going to Kenwood and standing outside of Kenwood recruiting people, going to the malls, looking for little girls. That's weird.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that's weird, you're weird. Period. Right. Period.
Okay.
Period.
I mean, that's
Period.
Oh.
You're weird. And you need mental evaluations immediately. Go get you a therapist.
Okay. So we're going to move on to music.
Period.
Did you check out the Chris Brown album?
I did. I listened to it.
Before you give any details, rate it. Scale of 10.
You don't want me to do that.
10 being a classic. 0 being
0 being the worst, 10 being the best.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do?
I like to say I like to label albums as classic. If it's classic, 10 is classic. That's the highest you can get.
It's not a classic.
Okay. So what is it? 10 being hot booty. 0 being hot ass trash.
10 being okay. 5 being mediocre.
Okay, 5 is mediocre.
Okay. I gotta rate it first before I give.
Before you give any details, give it a rating. Then explain your rating.
Okay, I'm gonna say, I like Chris.
Yeah, you are a Chris Brown fan.
I'm a Chris Brown fan. Chris is making me sad. I'm gonna give it a 6.57.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.57.
Okay. And is that because you have other Chris Brown projects that you deem to be?
You know what's crazy? Everybody hated the long albums, and I loved them. Heartbreak on a Full Moon, I loved. I loved it. I feel like this album, Chris was trying to give us the old Chris that everybody's been asking for so bad. Tamaya, you can get out the door.
Keep going.
I'm sick of you. I feel like he was trying to really give us the old Chris that everybody's been asking for, been begging for. And
the old Chris was on the 2 long albums, the Bibles that he gave.
I never said I wanted the old Chris back.
No, I'm saying, do you think that he was on that?
I don't think so. I don't know if Christopher Maurice Brown could ever give us the old Chris.
Not the government.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if he can ever give us the old Chris. I don't know if he can ever give us Run It. I don't know if he can ever give us Wall to Wall. I don't know if we'll ever get that Chris back. And I don't think nothing is wrong with that. I think his artistry has just taken a different path. But what I will say is that people walking around, this new Chris Brown album is baby making music. No, the hell it's not. And if you say that, you need a psychological evaluation as well.
Damn, so they gotta go where the R. Kelly people went?
Yeah.
Okay. If you are mental health facilities and you need, you hear me, hit us up. You get us.
Not that psychological evaluations are a joke either, because that is.
It's not.
But I'm just saying, people are really, this is baby making music. This is the best Chris Brown. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I mean, I got tickets to the concert.
Yeah.
August 4th, Chicago, Tinley Park Amphitheater. I'm going.
Okay. I ain't going.
I'm going, and I'm hoping and praying. Now, this is supposed to be, we supposed to be paying for Chris Brown and Lil Baby.
Mm-hmm.
If Lil Baby is not coming to Chicago, because there was speculations or Chris Brown said, we still don't know if Lil Baby is coming to Chicago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just going to be Chris, I hope he don't only sing the songs on this album. I hope he put a little, keep coming from wall.
I feel like if Lil Baby can't make it, he will bring other people. Somebody gonna come on.
I hope so.
He might bring a Chicago.
Because we paying to see Chris Brown and Lil Baby, so
Yeah.
you gotta make up for the Lil Baby missing, right?
I'm sure he probably gonna make sure that somebody in Chicago can come out.
Well, I hope that he give us a little something. Because I wasn't really impressed. How did you feel though about the album? You listened to it.
Well, I ain't been a fan of Chris Brown since his first 3 to 4 projects. I pretty much stopped after Fame.
Because you don't like pop.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of pop from R&B artists.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a pop artist, cool. But if you're an R&B artist, they kind of... It was like a weird point of time where you had all the biggest R&B artists that wanted to make pop tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure it's because they wanted to get that white audience. Right. But it was like Chris Brown's 3 times.
Yeah.
Everything sound like that. It was like EDM R&B.
But are you really a versatile artist if you can't reach all audiences?
I think that whatever your niche is, if that doesn't reach people outside of who it reaches, then you need to focus on that a little bit more before you want to jump in other bags. Because Summer Walker, she is one of the biggest R&B artists today. And she ain't never changed her style. Mm-hmm. And I think that what she is doing right now is great. As far as like the stats that she broke with the last Still Over It. Mm-hmm. Like that just only means that she's growing and she's reaching more than just... Because I'm sure black people were not the only ones streaming Still Over It for it to break the record that it did. And so I think that you should key in on what your niche is first before you want to hop in other bags. And Chris Brown, Usher, Neo, who else? Trey Songz, all the male R&B artists, they kind of seem like they went on this weird turn to wanting to do pop music, but it's just sounded like R&B EDM in my ears. Like Bottoms Up, 3 times. Usher, he did a lot of them. He did
Usher, What do you consider Kisser?
Good Kisser. What's some other? I hate his pop songs.
Why?
Because he made R&B hip hop songs that could have been placed of those weak ass pop songs. But those pop songs are some of his most streamed songs ever. Because YouTube at the time was on the up and rise and was popular, and so people was eating Usher songs up on YouTube. What's that one song, Jazz?
How did it go?
I always freaking forget how it go, and then I gotta go right to YouTube because YouTube ate that song up.
Right.
All the Beyonce did the same thing. Single Ladies.
So what's your rating on the Chris Brown album?
The Chris Brown album, I'm gonna give it a 6.5, 7,
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm not a fan of his, but I appreciated how strong his vocals were throughout the entire project. Mm-hmm. Like every song, he had very strong vocals, but the songs the beats I feel like the beats, they matched whatever artist was featured. The album was heavily featured. There was nothing Chris Brown. It was almost every song had a feature. There was, you know me, I think his type of R&B is funky. I don't know if it's because he grew up in Virginia and immediately moved to LA and lived there for a lot of his life. But like LA R&B is a little funky. And it got like this je ne sais quoi about it, where it's like, it's not soulful R&B like how down south artists are. It's more like always up tempo. Yeah. Y'all need to sit down.
She's talking to the bunnies.
I be trying to keep the bunnies here with us, but they be wanting to misbehave at the wrong times.
They're so cute to look at though. But okay.
Now.
But I think, you know, I don't know if we'll ever get old Chris back.
Uh,
I could appreciate him.
I don't want old Chris back. I want new Chris, but new Chris to lock in
content.
and learn what R&B is, soulful R&B is.
Yeah.
I don't think he got it in him. And like, yeah, everybody eating this album up.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but this is not R&B to me.
Bad time too, but everything was just like hitting the fan. The verses that just came out. And
what's your favorite song off the project?
I like the two that was already out.
Oh, really? Warm Embrace.
Iffy.
And Iffy. Shout out Eric Bellinger.
I like the feature with Closure with her. That's with her, right? The Closure song.
Okay. I don't like that song.
Oh.
That's one of they.
I'm starting not to like LMA. I'm sorry. LMA, her accent's starting to come out when she's singing.
Dang, sheesh. She can't be native. Damn.
But you know, they say like when you have an accent, normally you don't hear it in the music. Or like if you're an actor, like for example, Idris Elba. You don't hear his accent when he's acting. I mean, I guess voice.
No, he can change his. But when you singing, it's a little different. You kind of don't hear.
Ella may be hitting us with a few nasally, and I be.
Maybe you just don't like the way she's singing. It ain't the accent. Don't be on that with her accent.
I don't know. I just.
That's fine.
It's kind of bad. But she not giving me pity da do Buddha. She not giving me that no more. She not giving me fun.
They grow. They not gonna keep giving you that same stuff.
To me,
really?
She's not growing. We've been getting the same consistent Ella.
This is her. She just put out her sophomore album.
She got an old lady name, Ella.
Leave this woman alone.
I'm sorry. I love you, Ella Mae. You're beautiful. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
But you don't like her accent.
I didn't say I don't like her accent.
You don't like to hear it when it's okay. Yes.
What's your favorite song off the album, though?
Well, you know, I need the R&B. So my favorite song is probably Pitch Black for right now.
Okay.
That one is the only one I feel like. I'm going to give the album one more listen because this is not something, like Chris Brown music, I don't ever go to it in my car. Like, I just go to the song. When you just click on something you want to listen to. I've never done that for Chris Brown. When I stopped being that big fan of his.
Right.
His music is just don't have that authenticity in it when it comes to how I feel when I close my eyes and listen to some soulful R&B.
Right.
He ain't got it.
No.
But Pitch Black is the closest thing that I can say where I can close my eyes and I'm like, okay, I could do that. But all the other shit, like his vocals were strong, but he sounded like he was screaming at me.
Right.
Like, fuck it up, girl, you know what it is, girl. Instead of, fuck it up, girl, you know what it is, girl. Like, you feel me?
He's like, extending.
Yeah, I don't really, you feel me? So, yeah.
So, let me ask you this, since we on the topic of R&B.
What?
Would you like to have more, like, Luther Vandross?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. That's it. And next.
No. There is so much R&B out there that is great.
You don't like Luther Vandross?
No, I do, but I don't want y'all to go back to that old, outdated sound.
Oh.
We got it already.
Not outdated.
We can go, we can go into the archives and go look up some Vandross. But we have a lot of R&B artists today that we can consume that sounds good and give us R&B.
I love old school
R&B. I love it too, but we don't need that. We need y'all to no longer sample and rely on samples. And let's get us some R&B, okay? Check out Ombre's 3000 Degrees album if y'all need some R&B, okay?
Period.
That whole project good.
All
right. So now that we talked about the Chris Brown one, I want to play devil's advocate and ask you a question. Because we just talked about R. Kelly. When do you decide to forgive somebody you don't know? So like Chris Brown obviously went through the thing with abuse with Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, he puts out a movie, talk about his side finally.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say Rihanna seems as if she forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
And so like this entire time his career never was able to, reach legendary status like in real time for us to see it. So like we saw Beyonce walk into her icon status.
Mm-hmm.
I can't necessarily say he is on the same iconic status as Beyonce is.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the shit that he's done when he was very young.
Mm-hmm.
Like Twitter, Facebook, social media gonna always tell you Move on from it. She forgave him. Y'all need to let that go. My question is, when do you forgive somebody, one that you don't know but is public knowledge about something that they've done as harsh as abuse towards a woman or anybody? When do you forgive them for that?
As a fan?
Yeah, as a fan.
I don't think I could ever forgive like Chris and Rihanna's situation. I don't think I've ever forgiven that. I don't think it's my place to forgive that, quite frankly. I think Chris Brown has said his piece on it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall Rihanna speaking out on it since the Oprah Winfrey interview that she did years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say, I've never heard her say or not say that she has or hasn't forgiven him for what he did. I don't know if they communicate today or not, but what I will say is I think Chris is extremely apologetic about what he did. Mm-hmm. And for a long time, I think it ate him up. Because after that situation, that wasn't the last time that he got into trouble. I mean, he went to Good Morning America, and we heard the whole thing about him, throwing the chair into the mirror and behind the stage. Yeah. And he specifically said to them before the interview, don't talk about the Rihanna situation. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. And they brought it up anyway. So then he made headlines again for anger management. Yeah. He needs anger management. And so I think that Chris has done the work as far as when it comes. I don't think he ever wants to be seen in that light again. Yeah. Of abusing a woman. He's talked about it multiple times, how he saw his mother abused growing up. I think that Chris is sincere in that it was an honest mistake and that they both did their wrongs in the situation. Rihanna has even admitted that, maybe she shouldn't have antagonized him. And I think Chris is extremely apologetic about it. If for whatever reason I felt like he wasn't, and he was like how the baby, he don't be apologetic about none of his stuff. And people still support him, and I think they're mentally ill. I think they're sick. And another one. I'm sorry. Anytime you support somebody that
is a menace to society
and is not remorseful about it and never apologizes, something is wrong with you. Mm-hmm. What are you saying about your character? Anyway, I just think that, Chris is extremely remorseful about it. And so have I forgiven him, so to say? He didn't do it to me. Mm-hmm. But I think the genuineness is what allows me to, the genuineness behind his apology is what allows me to continue to be a fan for him, because I don't think he will ever make that same mistake again.
So he's going on a press run to market the project, and he doesn't really do interviews, and I'm pretty sure it's because of his past with interviews. Right. So he went on Drink Champs. That's something that I watch a lot, and he went to talk with Big Boy, and so I watched both of those interviews, and he said something interesting. As they talked about his issue with Drake and how they minted that. So they questioned him, said, how did y'all get to that point? And he was really like, oh, you feel me? I really wasn't tripping too much. Like, if we see him, we see each other, like, cool, whatever. The issue wasn't that deep to me. It was really like, I be chilling, but when niggas want to bring action to me, shit, I be ready. It's whatever. And I like that shit. He said, I like that shit when y'all really be coming towards me, because I want to react. Like, I want to get into that shit, type shit. And so I don't personally know if when I see somebody say something like that, that only means in my ears, like, yes, I'm cool, calm, and collected. But when you bring trouble to me, I like it. And because I want to react to it.
I think that's his ego talking.
And that's great.
I think that's any nigga. Honestly,
and that's great.
Any male. You step to them, they going to step back. And they going to be ready for action. I think that's any dude would say that, I think.
And that's great.
Because it's a masculinity competition at that point. It's their egos. Who dig bigger? You know what I'm saying?
Knowing that you had this past that you've had, you probably shouldn't say things like that.
Well, I mean, that's up to him and his
publicist.
Yeah.
You probably y'all need to have a conversation. Don't say that again.
Okay.
Don't say that again. But yeah, man. That Chris Brown project, y'all go check it out. It's all right to me.
Yeah.
The BT Award performances.
Right.
Now
Santana. Who else got ass like this? Who else?
That shit fire as hell.
Like this. Who else make a Now they trolling him though.
I'm sure they are.
Because he talked about Blue Ivy hair and he sampled Beyonce's song.
Yeah, he was on social media standing on that shit too.
And I mean,
and I fuck with it because it just shows how much of a facade social media anger is.
yeah.
It's like that shit is like used to market now. Like whatever anger is at, that's what we finna. Oh yeah, y'all mad about this? Okay, we finna keep plastering that in y'all faces so we can keep getting clicks and money.
Yeah, I know you like my booty, 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 booty.
And I think he bought into it because he kept saying, whatever, y'all trying to tell me what I need to do, apologize, all that shit. Watch this. He went on stage, motherfucker still singing his shit, going crazy. Right. He on the BET Awards, motherfucker still singing his shit, going crazy. And he like, it's because this shit is a fucking facade. I don't need to go apologize.
I think a lot of people had a lot to say about Blue Ivy's hair when it was first.
Yes, a lot of people were very evil and mean towards that lady, that young woman.
It looks great. It's long. She's starting to look more like her mama. Thank you, God.
Okay, so the BET Award performances, I think Saucy Santana had the best one. I'm just lying, but his was the most lit in my opinion.
Not you lying.
He didn't have the best one, but it was my favorite. It was amongst my favorite. No, he looked good. He ever since he got signed, because I saw that he said I know I'm getting signed. I got that. Once I get that backing, I'm going. You feel me? Because he was on tour Lotto and he saw that Lotto had choreography and dancers, and he was like, oh shit, my little 1-2 step with just the mic ain't enough.
Ain't doing it.
And so he knew. That. Yes, I think he is a star in the making. Once this homophobia shit really goes far to the left, and these artists can really break themselves out, Saucy Santana gonna be amongst the top. That nigga makes some good music, and he really understands artistry, performance, and how important that stuff is.
And I feel like he already got the it factor. He already got it.
I love Saucy Santana.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
Now Money Long, we gotta talk about it, cause I sent you the link earlier in the week,
bro,
for you to watch it.
She said,
"Now this is the first time I've seen Money Long perform on like a big stage. So we got Hours and Hours, we got Time Machine.
I wish I had a time machine.
Okay, she's got a few records now that she could have possibly sung at the BET Awards.
She sang that one. She started off with that one, and then went to Hours and Hours, and then at the end asked the crowd to do the hee.
Now I'm mad because all this time we've been wanting to hear the hee publicly, and she ain't did it.
She did.
Tamaya, to me, all the hard parts in the song, now on the record, Money Long sounds much higher than like in person. When she was singing live, I feel like her notes were a lot lower.
Really? Yeah. I thought she was pitchy as hell. I thought she was singing it too high of a register for what the song was.
I don't know. Maybe this is just, you a little different because you got a music ear. But for me, I think she was singing a lot lower than what the records sound like, that you listen to in your car, that you listen to in your headphones. I don't know, but
I'm not going to disagree. I think that what might have been a higher pitch in my ear could have just been her straining her voice to hit certain things.
Maybe
she sounded like she was straining.
I thought she sound bad.
I did. See, I watched it again today because I knew we was going to talk about this. I knew we was going to talk about her performance. So I watched it again just so I can give it a second listen, make sure I wasn't just... Right. She did not sound good throughout the entire project. She just had decent moments. They weren't great moments, but they were decent.
What the hell was the flamenco dress?
I thought that was good.
I didn't like that.
I thought the whole... Visually, it was a good performance, but sonically, it was not. So, like... Them being as if that was her dress and then coming out, I thought that was cool.
I mean, that part is cool, but like afterwards, okay, get them off the stage. Why we gotta keep on?
Because she was just standing alone, so she wanted movement around her. Is she just gonna stand alone?
But she should have did something else. That wasn't it.
Sonically, it wasn't a good performance at all.
Wasn't it. That wasn't it. Not for the BET Awards.
And we need to talk about the BET Awards because I feel like there was an attack on certain artists there.
Like who? Giveon?
Giveon.
I said, what?
I really think something was wrong with BET's sound engineers or their sound system.
Fire them.
Fire them. Cancel BET Awards. I'm sorry.
Fire them.
I don't want to see a BET Awards ever again in my life if it's...
Speaking of cancel the BET Awards, I saw a TikTok post about a girl. Oh, she was saying, I think it's time we cancel the BET Awards because how did Jack Harlow win an award?
Cancel BET Awards.
This is the Black Excellence Award Show, and Jack Harlow.
Cancel the BET Awards.
We got it. Speaking of performances, B2K has been performing online. They've been showing out. They've been exposed. Marion is getting called out. Apparently, Fizz and what's the other dude name? They
Boog. J Boog.
They the runners of the show. Marion is not. You've heard it here first. They've been going crazy. What you think?
I think there was a lot of there had to have been a lot of truth in what J Boog was saying. Marion, I never like thought that he was a humble and whatever person. I think that like a lot. I think that the verses, if that would have never happened and they would have just said what they said about Omarion, it would have been like, y'all lying, whatever. But seeing that verses and seeing how much that man was struggling, was egotistic about Marion whooping his ass, all those excuses he was giving himself. Mario, I'm sorry. Mario was whooping Omarion ass in that verses, and Omarion was giving himself so many excuses for why things was going on instead of just accepting defeat. And I really believe there's like a lot of truth in what J Boog and Fizz was saying. Right. So some of the things they were saying was Omarion was a bully. He was thirsty for fame. The record label still wasn't feeling B2K even though they had Omarion in the group. Omarion wasn't present at most times during the recording sessions of the album. Steve Russell was singing mainly all the leads in the first album. J Boog did in fact sang the hook on their first #1 record, Bump Bump Bump. J Boog sang the first verse on Single Girlfriend. Omarion was hurt and broke up the band over a girl. Omarion was in debt in the year 2018, reasons why he begged the B2K members to do a reunion tour. Omarion was getting jealous of J Boog since he's taken over the second album and fans were paying more attention to him. Omarion broke up the group over a girl.
Well, who is the girl? It ain't April. It ain't April.
April and Fizz, Omarion and April.
Well, let me be honest.
Not history repeating itself.
I ain't no Fizz until Love and Hip Hop.
I mean, we didn't really grow up on B2K.
I don't think we did either.
I think the cousins that was before us did.
So
and
like,
then
like the 30s. Like people that's in their 30s right now?
Yeah. They grew up on B2K. I would say 30s and late 20s. They grew up on B2K. We didn't.
B2K. Well,
yeah, I grew up on Omarion.
I didn't know Lil Fizz till Love and Hip Hop. I had no idea who he is. I have no idea who the rest of them is. Now, I could say in terms of boy bands who I did grow up on, Pretty Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of Pretty Ricky.
They were right with each other. So it's crazy that Pretty Ricky was what you, and I feel like we probably grew up on Pretty Ricky because the B2K was a Cali, you know, that funky ass R&B.
Right. I know more Pretty Ricky than I know B2K.
Juking parties was big in Chicago. That's why.
Okay, maybe.
We ain't playing no B2K when I'm trying to grind on me on the floor.
Right. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
But that B2K shit was hilarious. Omarion wanted to flex and say, "Oh, sorry, I'm just not getting back and seeing that y'all, my background dancers were talking shit about me. I was at a photo shoot." Okay. Nigga, he said a lot. I need for you to defend yourself. Right. He said a lot.
I don't know if Omarion can defend himself. That stuff is probably true.
I think it's true.
It probably is.
If not all the way true, it's close to being true. But yeah. Y'all get that taken care of.
Hopefully
Riz, is it Raz? Raz. His ass posted on Instagram too and said that Omarion is not in the group anymore. He was kicked out, and
right. He had showed.
So he's no longer part of B2K, and he can't claim that shit anymore.
Maybe that's why he didn't acknowledge it. I don't know.
Good luck to y'all.
May never know, but that's sad.
Yeah, that is sad because I did want to go to the reunion tours.
Didn't they go on? Was they not on the Millennial Tour?
They were the ones that started the Millennial Tours. B2K, I believe.
But was Omarion there with the rest of them or no?
No, he was. So the first one that they did, that's what J Boog said. Omarion was broke And that's when he was pitched it to them, like, let's do this. And so they did it. But then Fizz and April started fucking around. And so he didn't want to continue on with B2K after he used them to get back into the spotlight.
Right.
Fizz and April, he was like, I ain't fucking with y'all no more again. And then he just been doing his own shit now. But yeah, good luck with y'all and all y'all endeavors.
Hopefully they figure it out.
So let's tackle this mental health thing. What's something that you feel like, we were talking about what last week?
We were saying that when things are not aligned in your life according to how you want them to be, it affects your mental health and your relationships around you. Like whether it be a spouse, a friend, you go to work with a different attitude, you don't really want to be bothered with nobody. You don't really want to be touched, get off me, let alone have sex with somebody. Go over there on your side. Let me be over here. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I guess we just subconsciously just, like, go through our daily, emotions, but you don't really realize, like, oh, maybe I do need to sit down and maybe talk about this. Because, like, for me, I'm in search of a new job, right? My current job, I really don't like it. I hate it. Sorry, CBS, but that's the reality. I hope y'all don't fire me for saying that on camera. But anyway, I don't like it. If they want to fire me, it is what it is. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay? One more time for the people in the back.
Heavy on
the don't like. Okay? Extra don't like.
Okay.
If it was pickles, cover the sandwich and don't like. Okay? Anyway.
The company name.
Nah.
I don't know.
She said it with her chest. She said it with her chest.
I said what I said.
She'll be all right.
Nene Leaks said what I said. But since I am in the process of trying to find a new job, money is not moneying. And, it has an effect on, like, what you do. Like, I've been sleeping. I'm tired. School is like a second thought right now. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, what I need to do. Like, hanging out with my friends is like, first of all, I don't have the money to hang out with friends right now.
Yeah.
And then secondly, it's like, you don't even have the mental energy to even go. You want me to go to the club and drop it like it's hot, and I'm trying to figure out how to get this money by tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's hard. If I went out with you to the club and I'm trying to figure out how to get this money by tomorrow, I'm spending money on drinks, I'm going to be depressed after we leave the club. I'm going to be sad in the club.
So you were in survival mode, and it's hard to even enjoy yourself during survival mode because of what's there for you to survive.
Right. And so, like, friends be upset that you don't want to go out.
Yeah.
But, like, you really not feeling it.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling it and you're not up to it, I don't want to come out and crash y'all party. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes, and me and my boyfriend was talking about this. Shout out to you, babe. I love you. Head ass. Me and my boyfriend was talking about this because, sometimes if stuff is not going well with your personal life, it rub off into your relationship. Like, you just be like, don't want to be bothered. Maybe you don't want to talk. Maybe the conversation is not flowing how you want it to because you just got stuff stirring up in your mind.
Them legs closed.
You got on your grandma drawers.
Don't touch me.
Don't. Go on. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm having sex, Mom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. Somebody don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I told my mother, I said, we're grown. We're having grown people conversation. So don't get on the podcast. Tell me, Lizzie, why would you say that? Lizzie, we're not doing that.
She know I don't do nothing.
Girl, please.
So, yeah.
I got this sweat trembling down my...
You will be okay.
It's hot as hell. But I'm
perfectly fine.
Shut up with this hoodie on.
I'm perfectly fine, but continue.
But yeah, so yeah, mental health, we were just talking about how mental health, check into your brain. Get centered with yourself. Understand that the things that you're going through in life may have an effect on how you talk to other people, react, And if you find that, that is the case, let those people know ahead of time. Like, yo, I'm really having a hard time right now. Or I'm not feeling it. Communicate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always tell my boyfriend, like, if I ain't got enough sleep, I'm finna be cranky. So one word, one breath, I'm gonna end up going off. So don't breathe wrong, or it's gonna be a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. So I have to tell him ahead of time, babe, I didn't get enough sleep. So we want to get this ice cream and we coming back. Okay?
Well, that's tough for me. I got asthma.
What that got to do with it?
I already breathe wrong. Shout out to my asthmatic people.
Are you kidding? Okay. But yeah, so like I just want to say that to everybody, like just, really, if you're in a relationship with people or you have a friend or whatever, acknowledge the fact that life changes can change how you treat people, how you see things, how you go about responding to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So check yourself. And when you check yourself, when you realize that about yourself, make sure you tell other people so they know, like, this ain't nothing personal.
I stand with that message. I agree with that message. Yeah. Same as you. Yeah. Job search. Been a real lengthy, tough.
Dominican did not prepare us for this.
I mean, definitely did not prepare us. I ain't even gonna try to be devil's advocate.
Definitely did not.
I was not prepared.
They gave us the handshake. They told us to update our LinkedIn. But like, you know how some people, they go to school and they come fresh out of school. Job. Secured.
Yeah. No
questions asked. No, it's not. It's not just the white people. It's also like people that go to HBCUs. I feel like this is a perk. Right.
Gee,
that's true. That's true.
Irritated.
I feel like I don't know if it's a networking thing in HBCUs or what it is, but a lot of them come fresh out of school and they got the bag secure. And I mean good jobs. Not no, we're just making, they be making bank.
So is it your fault that you chose a school that you went to that does not have a great network?
I mean, maybe that could be the case, but I'm saying that I think Dominican should have did a better job of like, because I don't feel like it's just us that has struggled with this. I feel like a lot of kids that have graduated from Dominican started out with a job that they really didn't care for, really don't like, and so really don't pay well.
I think there's a plethora of reasons for why after post-graduation can be a tough journey for people. I can only speak for myself because I'm the only one that went through my journey. Mm-hmm. I can't speak for everybody else, so your story is yours. Mm-hmm. I personally think that my professors, the ones that were for my major, shout out Dave, shout out Bill, you two, I think y'all pretty much gave me necessary information to where now that I have been in this been a part of a job search, I understand a lot more of the things that they were trying to say. So, because like Dave, he took one class to try to teach us how to do our taxes as an artist. And I don't know how many other universities do that because the graphic design program is not the biggest when you think of like a major in universities. They don't have a huge graphic design program from everybody. And Dominican was very small. I think we only graduated with 20 to 25 people. So we had 25 major graphic design majors. And so he had a small group of people to teach. And I think he taught us you can only teach so much in 4 years. It took many years just to figure out the whole subject of science, many years for math. Right. And you're trying to teach that all in 4 years. You can only do so much. So I think college is really just a table of contents. It's not each page to read. It's just the table of contents. Right. And as you get inside the work field, that's where you get to read each page. And so sorry, but you have to learn experience on the job, which is stupid for when the practice of interviewing is I need you to have experience already.
5 years experience. Not even just a little internship you did.
Yeah. Because they be saying that the internship is not experience.
Right. 5 years experience.
Yeah, so
then you gotta have all these certifications on top of the 5 years.
Yeah, it's flawed. A lot of these systems are flawed, and so like those are the different issues that you gotta talk about and attach to your personal journey to see what really did not prepare you for this moment.
And I know it's people in those positions that don't have 5 years experience.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't even got a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a certificate in sight.
And in the past, it was okay to not have a college degree, and you are owning McDonald's now. But we were not born during that time. And so you got to take a different route to try to own chains of stuff, whatever. We weren't here first. Yeah. But yeah.
Shout out to anybody who's on the journey to find a job.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, especially during this time right now.
It's hard.
It's hard out here.
Especially everybody, we're hiring. Well, do I want to work for $7.50?
Yes.
No.
I got that call today. Yeah, we can't pay you what you want. But y'all just paid $500 million to improve y'all facility.
Y'all, you know who I like?
What?
I don't know if you've seen that TikToker. Andre. Is that his name? Andre? I am Andre. Something like that. I think that's his name.
What he do?
He be doing like the little interviews where he be closing his computer and stuff. Like, he be like, hey, how are you? And then they be like, I think work should be your top priority in your life. And then he'll close
the baddie, the corporate baddie?
Corporate baddie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think his real name is Andre or something like that. I think
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, corporate baddie though. That's what he.
I
like him.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yes, I do too.
And he said he quit his corporate job actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
DeAndre, what is it?
DeAndre Brown.
Oh,
okay.
I think his TikTok name is
Corporate Baddie. I think.
I am DeAndre Brown.
Oh, okay. I think they just tagged. He tagged himself, and we tagged him as the Corporate Baddie. So yeah. Yeah.
I like him though. He got a lot of. He be hitting it right on the head.
Mm-hmm. But, everything that man makes videos of is really true. Mm-hmm. Really true. Yeah. So yeah, make sure that everything. The same thing as Lizzie already said. I'm gonna just harp on it.
Yeah.
If something ain't right, everything else will trickle down. So just make sure that holistically you're taking care of yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Now we finna drop a gem. So there was this post on Facebook that I saw, and I think we can digest it, and that can be our gem that we want to drop. So you can read it.
Oh, not you got me reading in front of the class.
I know you've cheated your way through college, but read that.
Wow. Okay. I did not cheat my way through college. Let's just make the record clear. Set the record straight.
Can read.
Okay. Now she got me reading in front of class. Y'all know when y'all gotta read it first.
Yeah.
Before you gotta read it out loud.
And then you gotta mumble the word that you don't really know.
Baby, what you say?
I understood everything the word said.
Okay, so the post says, should I say the person's name?
No, just what the post is.
It's on Facebook. It says, why do people run from healthy confrontation? Like, let's communicate. Let's talk about this. Let's take accountability. Why do people shut down? That really doesn't make sense to me when we can fix it as soon as possible instead of going days, months, or even years without talking. Relationships/friendship doesn't have to be hard. We just need to be mature and stop being full of yourself. Mm-hmm. You can't run all of your life. So why aren't we communicating?
That's a great question.
Why do we not like healthy confrontation?
That's a great question for the masses. I pride myself on being the one that loves to communicate. I think I have healthy communication. Like, okay, I have been told that my tone and my diction be a little too blunt, and it be a little bit abrasive, I would say. Mm-hmm. And so I need to work on using the right words sometimes according to whoever I'm talking to, and I got to check my tone before I say certain things. Right. But me, I feel as if I never come to tell you a lie. Mm-hmm. I always come to tell you something that I have factual basis on, even though it is still an opinion. Right. I'm not the type of people that say, that's just my opinion. My opinions always have some type of facts or reasoning behind it. Mm-hmm. So if I feel like, Lizzie, you've been very distant. Mm-hmm. I'm not finna say, Lizzie, you've been very distant, and you literally, I have no evidence to prove that.
You're going to say, this is why.
This is why. Because I text you on Wednesday, and you ain't text me back until...
Now she really calling me out in real life, y'all. She's really calling... This is live, okay? She is really calling me out in real...
Didn't I say that this is why people be on that with me, because they say I'm blunt and what I'm telling you the truth.
I just want y'all to know this is the first time we having this conversation. She is really calling me out live.
I'm telling you the truth.
On camera.
I'm also very transparent. Ain't nothing I need to hold back.
Wow, this is crazy. Anyway, I do be texting back a day later. She right. She ain't
And
lying.
it's not a lie. So
She
you
ain't
feel
lying.
me?
She ain't lying. Go ahead.
So you already know. I text you on Wednesday. You ain't reply till Sunday, and you gonna reply
Okay, you not finna tell. It don't be that long now.
I'm just being. You feel me?
Okay.
You feel me? All right.
Right.
Boom. It's been a couple of days. You want to reply back to me as if you ain't just take a whole journey to just reply.
Okay.
You took a decade.
Right.
So it'd be like simple shit like that. Like, bro, I'm finna come to you and talk to you about it.
I just told you my mental.
And that's fine. But you also, if I'm your good friend, you should throughout that time want to say that to me.
Right.
Not let me answer to her as if I have not talked to her in some while.
Okay, what you not finna do is she's really doing this. I'm finna attack her.
We are showing these people that we really are friends. What are you talking about?
Okay. I think you know what's crazy? I think I don't think people like healthy conversation. Like, I don't mind you calling me out. I'm making a big deal about it, but I don't mind you calling me out because I know it's true.
Yeah.
And like, we could sit here and we could have a conversation about this for sure.
Yeah.
But like, if it were somebody else, man, it ain't even like that. It ain't even like, we know somebody that's like that.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We do know somebody. Okay. I just had to make, you know who you are.
Come on, go to it.
I hope you watching. I hope you supporting. Oh, okay.
Yes.
But I think people don't like, people don't like to be called out.
Mm-hmm.
People they automatically go into defense mode.
Yeah.
And it don't even have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm bringing to you how I feel about something, you don't have to be, oh, well, you're not going to do that. Point. It's always got to deflect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what did you do? Or F you. I don't want to talk about this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it don't have to be that. You can definitely sit down and be like, okay, well, this is what you did. I think next time you should do X, Y, and Z. But people don't like that.
I think that humans are the most defensive, sensitive motherfuckers ever.
For sure.
And that's just because I can communicate with animals and other creatures. But I can communicate with humans, and I think we just always jump to want to defend first instead of just listening. Mm-hmm. And yes, your tone, check it. Yes, the words you use, check it. Mm-hmm. But that can't always just be used to weaponize what is still weaponize against what is still the truth.
Right.
Here, listen first before you speak. Listen to reply. I mean, listen to not to have a rebuttal, but listen just so that you can actually retain what a person is saying, because you could then use that to self-reflect. Oh yeah.
People that don't listen always are ready to shoot back before you can even finish your statement.
And the shit they be saying don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
No sense at all.
And like when you know people that don't listen, you know how you text a whole paragraph to somebody. And you may say in there, your shoes untied. And the only thing they'll text back is, I already tied it up. I done sent you a whole mess about how you broke my heart, how you stepped on my toe, how you burnt the cookies in the oven.
That shit niggas do.
And you gonna text me back talking about my shoe already tied.
That's what men do.
You talking about ready to throw your phone. My boyfriend used to have that bad. I ain't gonna lie. Love you, babe. But he used to have that bad. He really used to have that bad. And I used to be like, geez, just stop talking to me, bro. Like, we don't even gotta talk about it no more. Cause you sitting up here talking about.
And they know what they doing. They did that on, you know what you're doing, bro.
G.
Okay, what's the gym? I kind of got lost.
So the gym.
Listen to retain and not listen to rebuttal.
And learn how to have healthy communication.
Yes.
Don't always be in defense mode.
Yes.
If somebody's bringing something to you, to the table, try to be receptive of the information.
And don't mean you have to always agree with everything a person says about you, because they could be wrong. You know yourself better than others, but there could be truth. And so hear them out to hear where the truth could be. And take that and use that to improve yourself if you deem that to be problematic. And
I also want to say this. Some people have different, what do you call it? Like, some people take in information differently. Mm-hmm. And I've had to learn that as well, too.
Yeah.
Like, say I'm coming to you to confront you about something. Not all the time is the second person ready to sit down and talk about it right then.
Yeah.
Be mature enough to allow that person to process it.
Yeah.
If they need time to think about
Give
what
them
they
that
need
time.
to say, give them that time. I've had to learn that too.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm always the one, say something. What you gonna say? I feel like I'm talking to a wall. Respond. Say something. You know what I'm saying? Say something.
Yeah.
Defend yourself. Do something. You just sit here, deer in the head, like, I'll be ready to, you know what I'm saying? But some people don't process it like that. Me, I be ready to give a response. I'll be like, okay, you said this, this. Okay, let me tell you why I did it. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Other people ain't like that. So you got to respect that other people need extra time
To process it and then reply.
Right.
Yeah.
So the conversation has to be healthy on both sides.
And stop relying on text messages. Do not have these conversations, debates, arguments, meaningful conversations, shit to resolve issues through text.
Right.
It does not work. It will never work. You need to see the emotional reaction from people to actually see if the message got through, if the message did not get through, if it got misconstrued, because texting is not going to get it.
I also find that conversations are more peaceful in person.
In person.
You be cursing somebody out through text, but when you had that same conversation
in person, you probably be real.
A lot more mellow.
Yeah, I done had a bunch of conversations. Motherfucker go crazy in the text messages. Right. When I see them in person, it's all your way. You can have it.
Samaya.
I'm serious.
Stop.
I'm serious.
Okay.
But okay. Yes, man.
Because I know who you talking about. And you're
we
sick.
dropped the gym.
All right.
Y'all take it.
Period.
Thank you for watching this episode. Appreciate y'all. Follow us on all the podcast social media. Yep. And look forward to the next episode.
We love y'all.
Peace out.
And we're out. Just watch the damn podcast.